I want to thank Jackery for sponsoring this video. If you're looking for a way to charge and power your devices on your next outdoor adventure, give Jackery's line of portable power stations a look. I have personally been using the Jackery Explorer 240 and it has been doing a great job at powering my off-grid office and keeping my camera equipment charged and ready to go. For a more in-depth look at the Jackery Explorer 240, check out the link at the end of this video. Alright, well, we're up in the Umatilla National Forest. I was driving through this way on my way back to Western Oregon from Hell's Canyon. Still got a few more modifications that need to be done to the Kia Telluride that I got from Ron Tonkin Motors, so we're going to head back to Western Oregon and get that done. But on my way through here, there's a lot of beautiful meadows, and they've got a nice little purple flower growing as a ground cover, and I think there's a lot of potential for a good landscape photo. So I decided to pull in last night, set up the rooftop tent, set up everything, and we'll stay here for a couple days and see if we can't come up with something in the late afternoon in the way of a nice landscape photo. But I think to start with this morning, since we had a lot of driving yesterday and a late night trying to catch up on some emails and some editing, that we're just going to relax around camp, have some coffee, make a little bit of breakfast, and then also I'm going to try to catch up on a little bit more work this morning before we head off this afternoon for that photo. So like I said, I'm going to try to get a little bit of work done this morning before we head off to go shoot that landscape photo. A lot of times I'm trying to catch up on work while I'm out here in the field. That's why, like I said, the Jackery doesn't always just sponsor the channel, but they are a huge integral part of me keeping content and everything going on the channel. I've been using two of these little Jackeries. I've got this one, which is the Jackery 240, and then also they sent me the Honda branded one, which is actually a 290 watt hour. It's the HLS 290, and in between the two of them I try to keep myself powered up and running, and I can charge them off the car's cigarette lighters. And so when I'm driving around from location to location, I just make sure they're plugged in so that they're always topped off for me, and then I can use them either out like this if I got a nice picnic table, or a lot of times I sit up in the tent because it's often too bright for me outside to see the computer screen. Today would be one of those days, but I'm not editing photos right at the moment, really just trying to catch up on some emails and some other business. But and also when I'm out like this, in this particular location, I do have cell phone signal and I do have 4G, so I use my cell phone to hotspot and be able to get myself access out to the internet and keep up on what's going on, and also get content posted up for you guys. So, but anyways, like I said, I'm going to spend a couple hours working on this kind of stuff, get a few things caught up. Since I've been, like I said, while I was gone in Hell's Canyon, we just didn't have any cell phone signal whatsoever, so I'm kind of behind on catching up on a few things. So I'm going to try to get caught up a little bit today before we go out and shoot that photo. I've gotten out here a little ways in this big meadow. It's really beautiful. You know, we've got a beautiful day and the sun still pretty high in the sky at this point, but I wanted to get out here early because I really wanted to take some time to kind of scout out and find a good composition. The goal that I had for this photo, as I told you in the morning, was to really take advantage of this purple ground cover. There's these purple flowers that are growing all over the place and literally in the landscape, and it looks really pretty. But I've gotten out here a little ways and I found like a bunch of rocks that are all like together, almost kind of forming what looks like an old creek bed or something, but they're just all spaced very, very tightly together. And they're kind of creating a nice leading line that leads off and into the distance, kind of through the valley and off into the mountains and everything that are beyond. And I kind of like that, but it doesn't really incorporate the purple flowers like I wanted. Now, amongst the rocks are some little yellow flowers that are growing. So, I mean, it's still a nice, very nice photo. And I like the fact that, like I said, the rocks are kind of leading your eye, and that's giving, you know, kind of gives your eye a place to land and follow the photo out. But, you know, some of the challenges I'm going to run into, I think, tonight, as you can hear probably right now in the mic, and I apologize for this, but it's not super windy, but it's breezy. It's breezy enough to where the flowers and everything are moving around. And being the type of shot that it is, I really want there to be a solid foreground interest, but I also want it to be very sharp and the whole photo all the way out to the mountains, everything to be very sharp. And the only way that I'm really going to be able to accomplish that is by stacking the photo. And I've done this in previous videos where basically you take multiple photos at different focus points and then combine those photos in Photoshop. But the challenge that you have doing that method when you have wind or any type of breeze is things are moving. So between photos, flowers, bushes, branches, whatever can move with the wind will be in different positions in each photo, and it won't stack. You won't get a good stack, and it won't look right. So that's kind of leaving me with kind of wondering what I should do right now, or how I should handle it, or if I should just scratch this composition and keep moving and see if I can find something else that appeals to me, or instead of trying to get a grand landscape like I'm trying, maybe that's just not the best option today, being the fact that it is a little bit breezy. And then also too, the skies are very clear in the direction that I want to shoot, and it lacks quite honestly, a little bit of interest. The skies are blue and beautiful, but in a photo, you know, having a few clouds in the photo really adds a bit of drama and can really make a photo better, if you will. So anyways, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to just keep looking around, and that's why I came out here as early as I did, is to give myself an opportunity to kind of poke around and see what I can find. I do like this composition. I'm just not sure exactly if it's going to work this evening. But sometimes if I wait, you know, the sun still probably has a good, I'm betting it's got a good couple hours before it really gets to the lighting that I want. Sometimes these breezes will totally kick down and it could get very calm and still, and it may work. So I'm going to hold out hope, but I'm going to also keep looking around. So what I ended up deciding to do is go with the Panorama. As you can probably tell from the noise in the mic that we still got quite a bit of breeze going on, but this is a really nice big wide landscape, so it does actually lend itself very well to Panorama. I wish there was a little bit more interest in the way of the mountains in the background, and I'm a little bit concerned right now because of the some clouds, some high clouds that kind of moved in on me, that there's not as much light on the mountains in the back as I would like. But it's really nice lighting right here on the grass and the flowers and stuff in front of me. Like I said, there's a high marine layer or cloud layer that's kind of diffusing the light, and it's making the light in front of me very fantastic, but it's the mountains in the background seem a little bit dark. What I did though is I set up my camera. I just set up my tripod, put my camera in, set up the tripod so I put my camera in portrait mode. Ideally, it'd be a lot better if I had an L bracket, or there's also a really special device that I can't remember off the top of my head that is specifically for doing panoramas, but I don't have either one of those, so we're just doing with what we can, and hopefully everything will stitch together. I shot extra wide so that way I'll have room to crop, because I'm going to go for a 16:9 crop with this photo. And by having it in portrait mode, I'm hoping to have plenty of space above and below to be able to crop out any weirdness from the stitch that, you know, anybody who's done a panorama knows that you get like some weirdness around the edges and you need to crop all that out. So hopefully by doing it portrait mode, shooting extra wide, we'll get the main focus area, which is this area right in front of me, within the 16:9 crop, and it will look really nice. Anyhow, I've taken the shot, hoping that it's going to turn out. You guys are going to find out in a minute. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like. If you're new to my channel and you like this type of video, camping and photography related videos, please check out some of my other videos and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys again outside.